here to the family of a 30-year-old Navy veteran tonight claiming their loved one died after a police officer allegedly put his knee to his neck for several minutes. The DA is now investigating, and here's Katie Whitworth.
Tonight, the family of a 30-year-old Navy veteran who died after police restrained him is speaking out, alleging a police officer put a knee on his neck until he lost consciousness and died 3 days later.
It didn't make sense to use that level of force and restraint on somebody who was not violent. What happened?
Newly released video showing the aftermath of the disturbing incident. Angelo Quinto on the ground. You can hear his mother's panic. Cassandra Quinto Collins says her son, who suffers from depression, was having a mental health crisis when they called police on December 23rd for help.
Does he have a pulse?
She says when they arrived, Quinto was calm, alleging that police then grabbed him and threw him to the ground.
He says, "Please don't kill me," at least twice. Ultimately, the George Floyd pole was placed on the back of his neck, cut off his breathing apparatus, and he was comatose within a matter of minutes.
ABC News has reached out to the Antioch Police Department for comment and has not heard back. Contra Costa County District Attorney and Sheriff's Office are investigating the case. David, the family telling me they trusted the police. Now they're filing a wrongful death lawsuit against the department, and they're having an independent autopsy done because, David, authorities still have not released the cause of death in this case.
All right, you know to stay on it. Katie Whitworth tonight. Katie, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube.
It just keeps getting worse, man. Nobody learned from what happened in Minneapolis with George Floyd. I don't know what to say. Condolences to the family. Navy veteran in mental health crisis died after California police officer knelt on his neck, family claims. San Francisco, a Navy veteran who was going through an episode of paranoia died after a Northern California police officer knelt on his neck for several minutes, his family said Tuesday. The family of Angelo Quinto called police on December 23rd because the 30-year-old was suffering a mental health crisis and needed help. His family says a responding officer knelt on Quinto's neck for nearly 5 minutes while another officer restrained his legs. Quinto lost consciousness and was taken by ambulance to a hospital where he died 3 days later. He said, "Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me," as they were putting him on the ground. They handcuffed him, and one officer put his knee on his neck, on the back of his neck, the whole time I was in the room, said Quinto's mother, Cassandra Quinto Collins. Quinto Collins said she had been hugging her son, and he was calm when officers arrived at their home in Antioch, 45 miles east of San Francisco. "I trusted the police because I thought they knew what they were doing, but he was actually passive and visible, not dangerous or a threat to. It was absolutely unnecessary what they did to him," she said. A video recorded by Quinto Collins shows her son listless with a bloody face and his hands cuffed behind his back. She said she began recording after seeing her son's eyes were rolled in his head. The family filed a legal claim against the Antioch Police Department last week, which gives the department 45 days to respond. After that time has elapsed, the family will file a federal lawsuit, said John Burris, the Quintero's attorney. "I refer to it as the George Floyd technique. That's what snuffed the life out of him, and that cannot be a lawful technique," Burris said. "We see not only violations of his civil rights, but also violations against the rights of his mother and his sisters who saw what happened to him. Floyd, a black man, died May 25th in Minneapolis after a police officer pressed his knee against Floyd's neck while he was handcuffed and saying he couldn't breathe." Burris said there was other issues with the police officer's response, including how they didn't try to de-escalate and first talk to Quinto, and how they failed to turn on their body cameras and the camera in their patrol car. Cause of death has not been released by authorities. An independent autopsy is pending, Burris said. The Antioch Police Department didn't respond Tuesday to a request for comment from the Associated Press. The department didn't inform the public of Quinto's death until January 25th, when it answers inquiry made by the East Bay Times. After the legal claim was filed Thursday, Antioch Police Lieutenant Tara Mendes told the newspaper the investigation is still ongoing. We want it to be completed. As soon as it is complete, we will provide the public with more information. Quinto, who was born in the Philippines and was honorably discharged from the Navy in 2019 because of a food allergy, said his sister, Belly Collins. He suffered from depression most of his life, but his behavior changed after an apparent assault in early 2020 when he woke up in a hospital not remembering what had happened and with stitches and several injuries. After that, he began having episodes of paranoia and anxiety. Collins, 18, said now regrets calling the police after worrying her brother, who before police arrived was tightly hugging her and their mom, could hurt their mother. I asked the detectives if there's another number I should have called, and they told me that there wasn't, that I did the right thing. But right now, I can tell you that the right thing would not have killed my brother, she said. There has to be some reform in the police departments, and there has to be a way of dealing with mental illness, okay? That's what has to happen. Because this can't continue. And it's sad what happened to him. They didn't put on their body cameras. Every last one of those cops should be arrested and charges pressed against them for murder. Just rushed in and didn't de-escalate the situation. I don't know. This is just this is a sad situation, and unfortunately, this is going to breed more distrust between citizens and the police. It really is. I don't hear anything from people saying that any nonsense from people about the police being pro-police. You can be pro-police, but also have pro-common sense. What these cops did was murder, and they need to be charged. They didn't try to talk him, calm him down. Nothing. That's why what that sheriff was talking about before he killed himself, he was right, that there has to be psychological testing for these cops, and they need to be vetted, because some cops should never have gotten on the force. All right, that's all I got to say. Let me know in the comments what you think about this situation. Could the cops have handled it better? Do you think this is the same thing as George Floyd? Not exactly, but the way he died was just exactly the same way that George Floyd. Okay. All right. Like, share, comment, and subscribe later.